Hey everyone, welcome back to the R Stories. I know many of you use these videos to unwind and drift off to sleep, and I'm so glad to be part of a nighttime routine. Before you settle in, I'd love to hear where you're listening from. Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you're enjoying the episodes, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Now relax, get comfortable, and let's begin. Next story. Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend after finding a woman in our bed? So, 26, female, and going on a trip to London with my sister today. I have been staying with her since yesterday because she lives close to the airport. I realized I forgot my passport at my apartment, where my boyfriend, 27, male, and I live together, and I had time to go back and get it, so I did. I texted him this morning to let him know I was coming back to get my passport, but he did not respond. When I got there, he looked really antsy and suspicious. I went into our bedroom and found a woman I do not recognize lying in our bed, fully clothed. I just went on autopilot, grabbed my passport, told him, "We are over," and left. Now, my boyfriend is blowing up my phone, saying that the woman is his longtime friend and that she is a lesbian who just needed a place to crash for the night. I do not believe him because he never mentioned anything about her staying over while I was gone, and the whole situation feels off. He is saying I'm making a huge mistake and that he is telling the truth, but honestly, I am just really hurt and confused. He is begging for me to hear him out and is apologizing, but this whole situation is not right. So, am I the asshole for leaving him? Should I believe his explanation? Or is my gut telling me the truth? We just signed a lease 2 months ago, and I am literally leaving the country today. So it is a horrible and stressful situation. Commenter 1. Not the asshole. Your boyfriend never mentioned her before, and it is convenient for him to use that as an excuse when there is a person of the opposite sex lying in his bed. If she needed a place to crash, why his bed and not the couch? He knows he has a girlfriend, and it is okay for someone else to share a bed with him without giving you a heads up first? Exactly. If she was such a good, long-time friend, why has the original poster never heard of her? How is it that this friend just happened to need a place to stay on the very day that the original poster was heading out on vacation? No, this was planned. Why was the friend in the bed and not sleeping on the couch? Edit. Yes, many people would offer their own bed to a guest, but a shared bed could not even wait until she was actually out of town, out of the country. Thank goodness the original poster forgot her passport. Guaranteed if she had not needed to run back home, he would have forgotten to mention he had had a friend oversleeping in the original poster's bed. Hell, what if her passport had been in the kitchen drawer and she had not even gone into her room? The boyfriend would have kissed her goodbye and let her leave none the wiser, then ran to the room and told the woman in his bed that his lesbian friend forgot something at his place the last time they hung out and just dropped by to pick it up. Commenter 2. Longtime friend and lesbian. Maybe if he threw in a couple more, it might have been believable. The godmother of my pastor's sister's longtime lesbian friend who is mute and in a coma. I swear I do not know how she got here. She had her reproductive organs removed and a garbage disposal put in their place. So, you see, we cannot do anything. It is all just a misunderstanding, which I forgive you for, by the way. What was it in Clerks 2? The guy could not have sex with his girlfriend because of the vagina troll. Commenter 3. Regardless of whether it is true or not what he says, it is disrespectful to bring someone into a shared home without at the very least telling you, let alone letting someone you clearly do not know into your bed. It is a deal breaker for me. This is it for me. Bringing someone into a shared space without telling the other is so disrespectful, let alone their bed. Telling your partner is basic decency. Also, we know his explanation is bullshit, because why would he have this longtime lesbian friend who is close enough to be offered a bed, but whom the original poster has never met before? If someone is close enough to be offered a bed in a couple's living space, 99.99% of the time, they have already met both people in the couple before, who happen to need a place to stay at the exact point in time that the original poster is going away on a trip. And pretty pathetic and dumb to do that damn quick. Like, dude could not even wait for the original poster's flight to be wheels up. Original poster, get checked for sexually transmitted diseases. If dude is this stupid, I bet he's been creeping with more than just this lady and probably unprotected. Commenter 4. Block his calls. You're not the asshole. He is. Exactly. If he had nothing to hide, he would not have been acting so suspicious. The original poster does not owe him a chance to explain when he already broke the trust. Do not block. Mute. He is likely to start trickle-truthing and then will admit it if the original poster does not respond. Bruh, I am wondering who the fuck we are in some of these original posters' lives that completely made them feel worthless. Some of these titles and questions are absurd. Crying face emoji like, am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend after finding a woman in our bed? Really? That is a question. What the hell? Not the asshole. Original poster. Contact the landlord while you are away. Explain the boyfriend's infidelity and that you are exiting the relationship and apartment. The landlord may let you break the lease since your ex-boyfriend has a potential roommate on site. Commenter 5. Not the asshole. He was antsy and suspicious while not answering. There was no reason for her to be on your bed. He can gaslight you until the cows come home. Unless you cancel your trip, do not. He has all the time to start deleting anything that could serve as evidence. He can start spinning the narrative like he is now. You will never know the absolute truth no matter what he says. Why have you never heard of her until now? Why would he not tell you prior if it was innocent? You did the right thing. Tell him you said what you said, and you're not talking until you are back. You do not actually need to. Enjoy your trip as a single lady. Enter the home when you are ready to get your belongings with some assistance. Do it quickly after returning. You already said you were done, so just maintain that and take your stuff. Commenter 6. Not the asshole. Wow, the moment you leave, huh? Not even really. You had not even left yet. Well, if you happen to know her name, you could always look at her social media. You'll know really quick if she's really a lesbian or bisexual, but either way, it is pretty weird, and I would not be believing him at all. Opie. After I left, I asked him for her Instagram or phone number. I have been demanding her contact info for hours, and he still will not give it to me. I want to hear her side of things, and he claims she has a girlfriend, so I think her girlfriend deserves to know as well. That is pretty damn telling right there. I'm so sorry. If he did not give it to you straight away, then his whole story is a lie. Probably not a lesbian, and probably does not have a girlfriend. Has he ever mentioned having a friend that is a lesbian? What was her reaction to you coming into the bedroom? Did she seem like she knew about you? If it was so innocent, why would he not have told you? Next story. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend, I told you so, and then dumping her over her male best friend? I am 26 years old and male. My girlfriend, now ex, is 25. We dated for a year. I will call her Cindy. When Cindy and I started dating, she told me early on that she had a male best friend, Greg. For the record, I need to say here that I fully believe that a man and a woman can have a completely platonic and mutually rewarding friendship without either ever acting inappropriately. About 6 months after we started dating, Cindy finally introduced me to Greg. We went to a restaurant to get some drinks and food. I really liked Cindy, and so I was naturally excited to meet her best friend. When we showed up at the restaurant, immediately after shaking my hand, Greg compared his height to mine. I am 5 feet 9 inches, and he is something like 6 feet 2 inches. He did that thing that elementary school students do where they put their palm on the top of their head and move it out in a straight line. He was demonstrating that he was much taller than me. I chuckled, thinking it was just in line with his personality, and Cindy got a laugh out of it too. Over dinner, Greg contradicted me on virtually everything I said. He was relentless. I would talk about something for about 30 seconds, and he would move his head to the side and say, well, then go into details about how I was wrong. Cindy seemed to be having a good time, though, so I sucked it up. But what bothered me more than anything was the way he looked at Cindy. She must be the most obtuse person in the world to not notice. When she bent over to pick up her bag after dinner, he checked out her butt too. On the Uber ride home, Cindy and I got into an argument about Greg. I said that I was really uncomfortable with her being friends with him. I then elaborated about everything. How he kept trying to one-up me, that he checked out her, but how he looked at her. She said that I was being dramatic. The argument turned kind of nasty, and about a block away from our apartment, Cindy decided to get out. In the unlikely event that our Uber driver is reading this, sorry man, I do not want to make things awkward for you. Cindy and I fought. We made up, and I thought I had convinced her that Greg was bad news. She agreed to distance herself from him. Well, last night, I learned that she had not. Cindy called me at 11 o'clock or so, clearly distraught, saying she needed a ride home. I asked what had happened, and she said, "Do not be mad, but Greg tried to kiss me." I was admittedly kind of ticked off, but the too long did not read version was 1. Greg invited her over to his place for drinks. 2. Greg got her to drink a lot. 3. Greg went in for a kiss. 4. Cindy dodged him and left. 5. Greg first followed her until she screamed at him, drawing the attention of his neighbors. Cindy was super drunk, and so after picking her up, I decided to talk about it with her in the morning. I organized my talking points in advance, but simply after she woke up, I told her that she betrayed my trust by meeting Greg. I told her that he was a creep and that our relationship was over. Cindy is now calling me a victim blamer. She is really upset about how I broke up with her when she was sick, hungover. Am I really the asshole for ending a relationship like this? Commenter 1. Greg's master plan coming together nicely. If Cindy is going to get together with Greg after him trying to sexually assault her, Cindy has feelings for him, and either way, the original poster better get out of this mess. Commenter 2. Let's be honest. You did not break up with her because she almost got assaulted. You broke up with her because she told you that she would keep her distance from Greg, but not only did she keep in contact with him, she decided to hang out alone and drink with him. Then try to sweep it under the rug by playing victim. So that is lying, manipulation, and idiotic added to the list of red flags. Not the asshole. Watch her tell all her friends and family that the original poster dumped her because she almost got assaulted. Presumably, the original poster knows her friends and family and should head this off at the pass by telling them his version of the story. She is a liar who displays epically terrible judgment, and he can no longer trust her. Just like how girls can notice other girls' intentions, we guys notice it too. She broke your trust and did not respect your boundaries. Good riddance, to be honest. Not the asshole. Commenter 3. Okay, let's get this straight. You started dating Cindy. Cindy has a male best friend. Cool. After 6 months, you got introduced to him. What? Why did it take so long to be introduced to a so-called best friend? Usually that happens in like week 1. He immediately compares his height to yours. He is insecure. Very. Cool. He contradicted everything you said. He is insecure and has no social skills. Pick a struggle, man. He does not stop checking her out. Who could have guessed? You two argued about it. Well, from the sounds of it, you may have come off too strong. It should go a little more simply. I did not really find it comfortable how much he was checking you out, and I'm not sure if he disliked me, which he has no right to do yet since we just met, but he was very off-putting to me, and I would like to discuss that with you. She then agrees to distance herself from Greg, and then does not. Well, you dodged a bullet by breaking up with her. He got her drunk to kiss her and followed her? What a piece of shit. No, you're not an asshole for ending the relationship, and should have. She did not respect your boundary or believe you, which could have been worked on. But more importantly, she lied to you about distancing herself, which you could break up for alone. Yes, she is hungover, but she got drunk at Greg's, which she lied to you about. Yes, she was almost in a dangerous situation with him potentially, but she was not, and you have no reason why you should have to stay with her. She's implying, I found out he was creepy after lying to you about being close to him, like I agreed not to be, after not taking your warning seriously. Why are you breaking up with me? Like, why do you think? Preach, King. I second this. This screams no accountability. Exactly. She should have apologized for how wrong she was, apologized for lying to him and being untrustworthy, and then accepted being broken up with, and thanked him for getting her while drunk and letting her stay there. Commenter 4. If Cindy lied to the original poster about Greg, about whom else will she lie? She's keeping something from you. That alone is ground for dumping. Not the asshole. Commenter 5. Not the asshole. She's trying to gaslight you into believing that you are victim blaming her. Yes, Greg is a predator, but that is not why you broke up with her. You read the red flags and gave her warnings that her friend is not who she thinks he is. Cut to her being alone with him in his apartment after saying she would distance herself from him. It is not okay that he was trying to take advantage of her, but that does not absolve her of breaking your trust. Two things can be true at the same time. You can feel bad for what happened, but also uphold your boundaries and protect your peace. Next story. Am I the asshole for not wanting my friends' unvaccinated toddlers around mine? For some context, I have a newborn at home who is too little for the measles, mumps, and rubella MMR vaccine. There is an active outbreak in my area. None of my friends have vaccinated their children for their own personal reasons. I want to emphasize I do not care about their choices or the decisions they make for their children. After all, they are their children. My toddler has 1 dose of MMR, which is perfectly fine, but I am concerned that if one of my friend's children becomes sick, my toddler could become a carrier and pass it to my newborn. My friends are losing their minds over me, saying, I want to keep away until this outbreak is under control. They are saying extremely hurtful things like I am poisoning my child by getting the vaccines, I'm setting myself up for having a child with disabilities, and playing into big pharma. I asked my friends if they had received the vaccine when they were little, and they all said they did. When I questioned why they would not give it to their child if they were fine, they started ranting about how these vaccines now are full of poison and not the same as the ones we got when we were little. I asked for evidence to back this up, and they just sent me a bunch of random people posting on Facebook. Am I the asshole for cutting these people out of my life? At first, I was going to just let this go and still be friends with them, but now I am just questioning my initial decision. Thanks for the help. I am really torn on what to do. Edit. Thank you all for responding so quickly. I do not know why I was second-guessing myself on cutting them out. I guess their comments really hurt me because they were supposed to be my best friends. Edit. Just want to say thank you for all the responses again. My husband, toddler, and I moved to a small, religious community for my husband's work about 7 months ago, and these friends are a group of women from the church. Reading all the comments, I realized how blind I was to their friendship, and they were just trying to brainwash me to fall into their beliefs because I had no other support system outside of my husband here. We are not originally from this area, and we moved thousands of miles away from where we grew up for this job opportunity. So again, thank you all for the responses. Between the fresh postpartum haze and all of the other stress I have, your comments brought me back to reality. Commenter 1. Since they decided to send you fake information about poison and vaccine changes, maybe you should just send them news articles of dead or disabled children whose parents did not care enough to vaccinate them. My grandmother died before COVID, but she was permanently disabled from polio before the vaccine for polio was available. She would have been first in line to be vaccinated. So many baby and kid graves from 1900 to 1945 at the cemetery in my neighborhood. The original poster is being too nice on a topic that is too important. She does not care that her friends do not vaccinate their children, but people need to start loudly judging people who do not vaccinate, because it does not just affect their children. A community is worse off when people choose not to vaccinate. My dad had polio as a teenager, 1940s, before the vaccine, and walked with a cane or crutches the rest of his life, and he got off relatively easy. Our family was at the front of the line for every vaccine. Potentially life-threatening diseases can be blocked by a shot or two. Hell yes, I want them all. This is nothing but an IQ test. Time for the original poster to find smarter friends who do not gamble their kids' lives based on what they read on Facebook. Commenter 2. Ask them if they have known anyone who has had the measles. My eldest sister got them when she was 7 because the vaccine was not out yet. She was miserable and still recalls the terrible eye pain. She is lucky to have her sight. Globally, about 60,000 people per year, most of them children, have permanent blindness because of the measles. The virus causes inflammation and infections in the cornea and or optic nerve that can cause scarring, which results in blindness. Tell them they may be fine with infecting other children, but you care too much about babies, particularly your own, to cause them blindness or death. My dad's eyesight was damaged by measles when he was a child in the 1950s. He was lucky. When measles went through my Nana's school, his mother, in the 1930s, many of her classmates did not come back to school. ETA. Regarding the R part of the vaccine, rubella. My same Nana was exposed to the germ while she was pregnant with Dad's youngest brother. She did not get ill herself, but my uncle was born with congenital rubella syndrome and needed lifelong care. These are not diseases you mess with. When I was a kid, They routinely vaccinated girls for rubella, but not boys, which means no herd immunity. A neighbor caught it from her sons while pregnant. The baby was born blind and deaf. Same, it was only girls when I had the vaccine at 11. I have since had the MMR anyway because of fears of a measles outbreak before I left school. In my Nana's case, she worked in the post office, so it could have been anyone. Commenter 3. Your friends are idiots. Keep your kids safe. Not the asshole. Pediatricians are lining up and refusing to accept patients whose parents refuse to vaccinate them. Well, yeah, those kids are an active threat to the lives of their other patients just by turning up to the same waiting room. Good. In Germany, 2 children died after getting infected by measles as babies on the same day in a pediatrician's waiting room. Both developed encephalitis as a consequence and died after years of debilitating illness. Commenter 4. Their children could die of measles. Millions of children in developing countries would be so thankful for the vaccine. The dumbing down of America is frightening. To all anti-vaxxers, over 1 million people have died from COVID in America since 2020. How many have died from the COVID vaccine? You must back up your statement with a factual reference, not what Sean Hannity said, or a random idiot on Facebook. I remember when we all got the polio vaccine in the early 1960s-ish. It was on a sugar cube. Crowds of people stood in long lines to get it, adults and children. The collective sigh of relief from adults who worried every time their kids spiked a high fever was palpable from coast to coast. Stop being stupid. Big Pharma may be ripping people off on their insulin, thanks Donald J. Trump, but they are still supporting labs that are discovering these vaccines to save us all. They cannot save you from Hannity. The original poster is not the asshole and should keep doing what is right and based on science for her kids. Commenter 5. Sounds like although you're not judging them, they are definitely judging you. You have to decide if that is how you will allow friends to treat you. Commenter 6. Not the asshole. Having unvaccinated children around anyone is a huge health risk, especially for toddlers. There are so many things that could cause life-changing conditions, such as whooping cough. Next story. Am I the asshole for divorcing my wife after she went into massive debt again? I, 34 male, met my wife, 32 female, 5 years ago. She was $60,000 in debt from credit cards, personal loans, etc. A while ago, after we got serious, I helped her get a consolidation loan from a consumer credit card relief program. I actually paid it all off on her behalf through them. Monthly payments, the whole deal. Things were great for about 2 years. We got married, bought a house, and life was good. Then I started noticing packages arriving daily. She got secretive about the mail. Bills were being hidden. When I finally confronted her, it turns out she had racked up another $45,000 in debt across 7 different cards. I was devastated. We tried counseling, financial, and marriage, but she kept spending behind my back. She even opened a card in my name. I filed for divorce last month. Now her family is blowing up my phone, saying I am an asshole for abandoning her when she needs help most. Am I the asshole for walking away? I feel like I tried everything, and she betrayed my trust repeatedly. Commenter 1. No, her family can go fuck themselves. They can help pay the debt if they really care. Haha, actually, the original poster has already shouldered a significant financial burden by paying off her previous debt. It is unfair of them to expect him to do it again. He likely will be partially responsible for the second pile of debt too. Unfortunately, that is how divorce works. At least he is limiting his exposure this time. You gave her a chance, paid off her debt, and supported her, but she betrayed your trust repeatedly. You're not wrong for walking away. She crossed a line. Commenter 2. Not the asshole. You are not a bank, and financial stresses, especially in this day and age, are tough enough without having a lying, deceitful wife adding to it. You are right. Trust is crucial in a marriage, and she clearly violated that. Marriage should be a partnership built on trust and honesty. Her actions show she prioritized spending over your shared future, which is deeply unfair. Commenter 3. Run, do not walk. I worked with a guy who went through this, and it took him years to get out from under the debt. Financial irresponsibility can ruin lives. You have done enough. Commenter 4. Dave Ramsey talks about this. It is called financial infidelity, and it is a very serious betrayal. Her problem/addiction comes out as shopping. She has got deep-rooted issues and is willing to wreck you financially instead of facing it. It is really sad, but if she will not change or get help, I am not sure what you can do. Commenter 5. She has a problem and is dragging you down with her. You will never have financial stability while married to her. Divorce, split the debt, and never marry again unless you have 100% clarity on her financial intelligence, as well as a prenuptial agreement. Edit, not the asshole. Not the asshole, but this is a form of addiction. She needs her own therapy. This is about more than your relationship. It is about her mental health. And yes, her family can support her during this time if you do not want to. That is okay. It is your life too, and this is an exhausting path. I wish spending addictions were as recognized as drug or alcohol addictions.